What's going on, team? It's Caddy with Money Investing. I hope that you all are having an amazing day. So in this video, we will be looking at advanced micro devices, and I'll give you guys an update on AMD stock. And we did a technical analysis on the stock last week. I was essentially going over the breakout that we could see this week. So after yesterday, yesterday was Monday, and AMD came out with the news that they're going to be launching their new gaming card. So you can see how advanced micro devices over the weekend quietly launched its AMD Radeon RX 5300 an entry-level gaming card, which resulted in AMD finally breaking out and going up as much as 8% on Monday. And the card is going to be a competitor for a similar NVIDIA product. So now we're going to jump over to my technical pattern. So on my TradingView platform, we'll look at the key support and resistance levels. We'll look at the RSI, which is the relative strength index, the MACD indicator, and then potentially go over what could happen after the breakout and where the next support is going to be if the stock were to pull back. Alright guys, so here we are inside my TradingView platform right now, looking at advanced micro devices, ticker symbol AMD. And in my last week's video, which you are more than welcome to watch, I essentially mentioned that the resistance is going to be strong at $87 per share. That was the all-time high for AMD stock, and we had essentially marked this ascending low, or kind of like this higher low that the pattern was forming, and this was kind of like an ascending triangle with a horizontal resistance and an ascending support. So you can see how AMD was not going as low as it did the previous time, and this right here was the analysis from last week, where I essentially mentioned that as soon as AMD essentially closes in on this gap, we could see a higher volume, which could result in a further breakout of its all-time high of $87, which we finally saw. So this right now is the 4-hour chart, with AMD surging close to over 10%, closing in at $92.18 as of the time of this video, and it was up close to over 1.5% on the day. We also talked a little bit about the market cap for AMD, and Bank of America did foresee a market cap of close to $100 billion on AMD, and I had also mentioned that I would not be surprised if AMD reaches that market cap next week, and that's exactly what happened. Right now we are looking at AMD's market cap at close to $108 billion. Now looking at the RSI, which we also went over in my previous update on AMD, I essentially mentioned that similar to the price point, the RSI, the relative strength index, is also making some type of higher lows, so it's not going as low as it did the previous time. So you can go back as far as August 11th when the RSI touched as low as 32. Moving forward, it did make a higher low on August 19th, even though we did see some type of a pullback, but that was also a very strong support at $80 per share. And at that point, the RSI was at 40. Moving forward, you can see that last week I had updated you guys right here. So we had drawn this trend line, and it pulled back right to the dot, right at that level at 50, and then essentially pushed up even higher, finally breaking out of that level. So now moving forward, if AMD were to pull back, I would personally be watching the $87 as the next key support that we need to watch. The only reason is because it's finally broken out of this resistance, which in my opinion could now start acting as some really strong support if AMD were to retrace down to that level and pull back down to $87, which is going to be potentially a minor pullback of close to over 4 to 5%, which is very likely provided that there has been so much momentum for AMD, even coming from its earnings calls, which they reported back on July 28th. So you can see how there's been such an increased momentum for this stock, right? So there was a prior resistance at around $59 to $60 level, and then after these strong earnings, after the strong future guidance, and then also we saw what happened with Intel, and they had to delay their next generation chips, AMD stock has essentially taken off and going up over 70% just in the last month alone. So I would not be surprised if you do see some type of a minor correction down to the $87 level, and then eventually hitting the $100 milestone, and that's going to be a jump of close to, I think, about 8%. So 8.6 to 8%, since right now it is trading at $92. So if it goes up to $100 per share, that's going to be a jump of 8%. So again, I could personally see AMD hitting $100 per share price target. The market cap has already surpassed over $100 billion. But in the near term, I would not be surprised if you do see some type of a pullback, because based on the RSI right now, it does seem a little bit on the overextended and overbought side. Though the MACD line is higher than the signal line, if you do see some type of a cross below below the signal line, which is the blue line crossing below the orange line, then that could represent some type of a sell signal or some type of a bearish momentum. But that being said, eventually long term, there's no surprise that the company has strong fundamentals. So if you were to kind of scroll down, you'll notice that they have been reporting in net income in the last 2 years, going back as far as 2018. On a more quarter by quarter basis, they have been generating net income as well. If you were to look at their balance sheet, their total assets exceed their total liabilities on the both annual and quarterly basis. So they are a strong company with a very positive catalyst and future guidance going for them in the semiconductor space. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video and my quick technical breakdown on AMD stock, please make sure to drop a like. It really helps out with the channel. Also recommends this video to other people who might be interested in watching. Also make sure that you subscribe if you're new and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future market updates and videos related to investing and or technical breakdowns. As always, happy investing, and I will see you guys in the next video.